Ever been at a loss for words when a brand tells you their max budget is your only option to say yes or walk away? In this video, I'm gonna take you behind the scenes of a real coaching call with a creator named Gaurav, where I help him think through creative ways to respond.
How do you push back on pricing when the brand is being too kind of like, they're like, no, this is what we're gonna do. Like, there's no way we can move forward. But like, let's say I usually charge, I would say between 4 to 5K, knowing that I was charging way below what I should be. And then for me, it's like, how do I, let's say I put the price up to, let's say 10K to begin with, and the brand's like, no, there's no way we're gonna do it. How do you find the right approach to push back without losing it? All the same time, it's gonna be like a mentally big shift for me going from 5 to 10, and then going from 10 to 15 to 20, because I would have never imagined I could charge because one brand, I did a deal, they got 4.5 million impression and views, and that just paid me, I should have charged way more. And then it was like, okay, how do I bring myself to politely push back? Is there any a framing or whatever works? Would be amazing to know. Yeah.
You know, one of the most important things that I teach around negotiation strategy is the concept of creativity. Right? It's thinking, how can I understand what the sensitivities of the brand is in this particular situation? Because the brand oftentimes cares about other non-monetary things that you're not going to realize until you actually ask them. And so I actually want to share some quick examples here that might be helpful as we work through this. So what if the brand won't come up any higher on their offer, right? This is a very common situation. And so remember we talked about your strong BATNA. And so this is where that comes in, right? And you could say something like, thanks for sharing this context. We are absolutely motivated to find a way to make this work. Although given our other partnership commitments this quarter, X dollars, which is what I quoted you, is going to be the required investment. Alternatively, if you would be open to reducing the deliverables to, let's say, one post and confining the exclusivity term to, let's say, 30 days, that will allow us to optimize our production calendar and make this work for X minus Y, which is the rate that they're wanting to pay, right? And so what you're doing is you're illustrating a couple things. Your professionalism. Wow, this creator has a production calendar, and there's a lot of demand for them right now. Okay, that's interesting. But also, you're pulling something off the table. You're not just conceding and giving up nothing, because this is what a lot of creators do. They just say, "Oh, the brand says all I have is 5K." When you quoted 10K, and you're like, "Okay, I guess I'll do it for 5K," and you don't concede anything. And that's very, very dangerous, because the next time that they come back to you, they're just going to assume that you're going to be doing, you have eroded your pricing leverage there, and they're no longer going to be willing to ever offer you that higher amount. But in this situation, you're showing them that I'm willing to concede on the price, but there is some dynamics of the deal that have to change so that you still have that 10K pricing power on future partnerships. On the topic of professionalism, it's even if you are, let's say, 2 or 3x the cost of another creator, when you send emails like this and when you conduct yourself in that manner, it just seems like the campaign's going to go better with you. So even though you're more expensive, it just seems like this creator knows what they're doing. They're going to help us accomplish what we're looking to. Whatever our objective is, let's just pay them. Let's just hire them. It just seems like it's going to go better. Right. And so honestly, at the end, I ran an agency for 7 years, man. I can't even tell you how many times we hired an influencer that was more expensive because we'd worked with them in the past. We knew that if we hired them, it was going to go well. They weren't going to give us a bunch of flack. We wouldn't going to have to micromanage them. They were just going to do it. And we just didn't have time to deal with all the drama honestly, so a lot of creators, it's a lot of creators have drama, right? And it's just pulling teeth, getting every little aspect of the campaign from them. So this is honestly at the core, this is what I teach, dude. This is the course, the coaching, it's about professionalizing yourself. It's treating this stuff that you're doing on the internet as a business, because it is. You're deriving income from this, and you have to act accordingly. This was just a small taste of my full coaching call with Gaurav. So watch this video to check out the full conversation.